Ah, the Dutch, masters of windmills, waffles, and resistance. But before they were known for tulips and bicycles, they were knee-deep in one of Europe's most stubborn, chaotic, and underappreciated uprisings, a revolt that lasted 80 years. Yes, 80. I've seen sieges shorter than royal banquets, but this was personal. Welcome, noble viewers. I am King Arthur, and today I shall unveil the saga of the Dutch Revolt, when a soggy little land stood tall against the might of Spain. So grab your goblet, draw your sword, metaphorically of course, and if you enjoy tales of rebellion, betrayal, and the occasional religious meltdown, consider giving this video a like, subscribing to this noble channel, and leaving your thoughts in the scroll below. Let's begin. Now picture this. The year is 1568. Europe is boiling over with tension. Catholic monarchs rule with golden fists. Protestantism is spreading like wildfire, and the Spanish Empire, under Philip II, is trying to keep everything nice and Catholic and very, very Spanish. Meanwhile, the Netherlands, a patchwork of 17 provinces, is starting to wonder, do we really need this guy breathing down our necks? You see, the Dutch weren't just rebellious. They were practical. They traded. They built. They tolerated. And they rather liked their local freedoms and, silly things like not being executed for attending the wrong church. But Philip II had other plans. He sent the Duke of Alva, a man with the charm of a guillotine, to impose Spanish order. Spoiler, it did not go well. The Duke arrived with thousands of troops and something called the Council of Troubles, which the locals charmingly renamed the Council of Blood. That's never a great sign. Executions, confiscations, and terror followed, all under the warm Spanish sun, now somewhat less inviting. It wasn't long before Dutch nobles and merchants began to resist. Enter William of Orange, not a fruit, but a prince, and a rather clever one. William wasn't your standard sword-waving rebel. He was pragmatic, multilingual, and a bit of a chameleon. He led the resistance not just with armies, but with pamphlets, diplomacy, and alliances. He knew that to defeat Spain, the Dutch would need more than bravery. They'd need unity. A hard thing to come by when your country is half underwater and everyone is arguing about doctrine. Now, this revolt wasn't clean. There were mutinies, civil wars. At one point, the Spanish troops, unpaid and hungry, turned on their own cities. You know things are bad when your mercenaries start looting friendly towns. The Dutch fought back with equal grit, flooding their own lands to halt invasions, building alliances with England and France, and even, brace yourselves, inventing the world's first modern republic. By 1581, the Dutch declared independence in the Act of Abjuration. It was their version of, "Dear Philip, it's not us, it's definitely you." But Philip didn't take the breakup well. The war dragged on. There were assassinations. There were treaties that never stuck. And still, the little republic that could endured. In 1609, a truce was signed. The 12 years truce. Not peace, mind you. Just a break to catch their breath. Spain hoped to come back stronger. The Dutch hoped Spain would forget about them entirely. Neither got their wish. The war resumed in 1621 like a bad sequel, bloodier, messier, and somehow even longer. And yet, against all odds, the Dutch prevailed. When the dust finally settled in 1648 with the Peace of Westphalia, the Spanish formally recognized Dutch independence. 80 years of rebellion, and the Netherlands stood free, a beacon of tolerance, commerce, and canals. They'd beaten one of the mightiest empires in history using ships, trade, and sheer stubbornness. So, what do we learn from all this? Well, apparently, waterlogged provinces with windmills should not be underestimated. And if your ruler starts sending inquisitions and raising taxes, maybe, just maybe, it's time to start your own country. The Dutch revolt wasn't just about religion or taxes. It was about identity, autonomy, and the right to think differently. If that doesn't inspire a modern-day rebellion against bad Wi-Fi and overpriced coffee, I don't know what will. Now, noble viewers, if you enjoyed this dive into Dutch defiance, why not grant this humble video a royal thumbs up? Subscribe for more tales of stubborn kings, broken empires, and unlikely victories. And tell me in the comments, which underdog rebellion should we explore next? Until then, stay curious, question crowns, and never underestimate a people armed with conviction and very clever dikes.